So these are the actual retention, and this is what we have thought. So we're starting with CSK before we move into the other franchise. Gaikwad, you had to have Jadeja.
Yeah.
You had to have a Dube. You had to have a Dhoni, right?
Yep.
And we had gone with 6.
Yes, Tikshana was the only.
But we also said RTM for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that's fine whichever way you've done it. Either you do an RTM because you think he can come cheaper in an auction, or you retain him. But I remember this, when the whole talk of retention and all started, and people thought that why should you be retaining players? You let them go. It's a better chance you get them in auction. One thing we'd maintain was that it always makes sense to retain players because you don't know what price they may go in an auction. It's a safer place. It's an understanding, and I think value for money wise, retaining player at that bracket that you had been given, because if you remember when we did our retentions, we pretty much used all 6 slots. So we were using about 79 CR, and then we used to do a calculation as to how much money they'll have left to buy the remaining 12, 14, 15 players, and it was a healthy 4.5, 4.7 CR per player you had grabbed. Which is great because some players you get for 50 lakhs, some for 1 CR, some for different. So I think the smart choice, I still believe, though we'll have a team like Punjab as we go along, which has just retained 2 players. But the smart choice is always to retain as many players as possible. It makes financial sense. So in Chennai's case, it's a 90% match as to what we thought they will do and what they've gone in with. Could they have done anything better? Or?
I think, they went in with the options that they felt was feasible for the long run. Dhoni, of course, for sentimental value, they had to get him through the uncapped route. I could have just, instead of Pathirana, I needed more buffer in the batting because it was my batting that let me down for 2 seasons. But I think they made the right choice. I don't think they could have done any better than this.
Conway?
I thought about Conway, but I think they'll get him cheaper.
In the auction?
Yeah, they'll get him for cheaper.
But how will they? They have one right to match card.
Yeah, they have one RTM for a capped.
For a cap player.
Yeah.
So they have an RTM. I would also want a Conway. His last season wasn't great. He
didn't play last season.
Didn't play. But other than that, he's been outstanding for them. So I would want him in the scheme of things. And I may be tempted, either him, Ravindra is another one, but again, T20 not so much. Conway more so. So I think probably that's the reason that they've kept that one right to match. If they do go into an auction and use that right to match to get Conway, then I think they would have done a fantastic job as to build their core. My other question about CSK, is Ruturaj your captain? Is it done dusted? Because there will be a few other players who will be in auction. There is a talk of a Rishabh Pant now who's in auction, could come in as a CSK captain, understudy to MS Dhoni. Could they be targeting him? If they do, does he come as captain, or Gaikwad is your captain?
I think Gaikwad is my captain. Otherwise, I wouldn't have paid him 18 crores.
Yeah.
All in agreement?
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
So 4 out of 4 votes say Gaikwad remains your captain. That's not to say they may still not go for a punt. They could still and land him. Yeah. Who knows? But if that was to happen, he'll have to probably then play under the leadership of a Ruturaj Gaikwad. So that's CSK done.